I'm going to go share the screen again and show sectors of the highest kind of short interest content. You've got autos, you got consumer discretionary, consumer durables and apparel, semis and transpo. And on the bottom, you got insurance. Now, interesting thing about this list is those names at the top were the most negatively impacted from tariffs. Autos, 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Consumer discretionary. These are retailers that import merchandise from China or Vietnam. Consumer durables and apparels, washing machines, dryers, manufacturing, they're all impacted. Semiconductors, that's impacted also. What's the least impacted? Insurance. Insurance. These are balance sheet businesses. It's not about import export. It's about cost of capital and return on capital. You'll notice this is lagging now. It's lagging because investors were hiding in this category, along with some other categories down here. And now they're rotating back into these cyclical categories that were tariff exposed. Isn't that interesting? So if you pull up, say, I'm not a big fan of department stores. I think they're in secular decline. But even Kohl's is rallying. This is KSS. It's been rallying. It's at $8 now. It's up 1.26%, beating the S&P. I wouldn't want to own that per se, but my old friend ANF, this didn't work for us at the beginning of the year, but it's working now. Position here. We reestablished a position here. It's up 3% today. But these retailers were destroyed with the onslaught of tariffs. And so much bad news has been priced in. Same thing with Nike, right? Nike went up a good amount yesterday, in part due to the idea that the impact from tariffs would be less than people thought. So you're seeing these catch-ups and mean reversions that are playing out there. And for that reason, it's hard to find a category to get really bearish on. What you might see is like a rotation from what's been working to other areas. That's possible. You look at mortgage rates coming down, housing starts have been bad, and yet home builders are going up today. They're up 65 bips today. That's interesting. There's bad news, but these names are going up. The names are getting cheap. What about financials? I wrote about this the other day. Okay. You have many bank stocks that are below where they were just prior to the November election last year. They're cheaper then. They've got more earnings. And they're not at all-time highs, despite you got deregulation coming, capital relief, and you've got tax cuts. Not just the extension of the tax cuts, but you've got tax cuts on sub 150K income coming. Delinquencies are dropping, including in subprime cohorts, like Synchrony or Capital One, for example, right? So where do you get bearish there? What about the high-end consumer? Record balance sheets. I don't see it there. Healthcare has been weaker. Again, I think that's because cyclicals are outpacing defenses. Healthcare, you've got cheap businesses that are growing earnings. And once this Medicare, Medicaid lack of clarity gets resolved, those should do fine. Or when the next rotation, when tech gets overbought, maybe in a month or so, those should benefit from rotation. So it's really hard to find a sector where you can get bearish. Where is it? Trying to find it. You've got dollar weakening that helps international value stocks, that helps exporters. Lower rates helps with small caps, right? So there's a lot of interesting things that are happening out there that are actually constructive. Consumer confidence data came out. It's higher than people thought. So people are coming out of their shell. And that's why I think names in the consumer discretionary sector are especially interesting, because not too long ago, they were priced in for a recession. If there was no recession, then that was an overshoot. I believe that's the case.